Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As you come into the chat, drop your elephants and your crowns and let me know where you're watching from. We have some more Erika Jayne information to drop for you, and there's more that will be coming out tomorrow. Stay tuned for that, and that will be an exclusive. I appreciate everyone being here. Shout out to everyone that's already in the chat. I see you guys. We are live on multiple platforms. We're live on TikTok. What's going on, TikTok fam? We're also live on Twitch and Twitter at TheKempire, and we're live on Facebook, TheKempire and Kempire Daily. Be sure to like us on all those platforms, because every platform gets something different at different times, especially my TikTok and, of course, our podcast. A new episode of my podcast, Kempire Radio, is now available. There you get exclusive information, stories that I haven't talked about anywhere else. All right, Kempire Radio on all podcast platforms. I see you guys. What's going on? Hey, Logan. Logan said I'm a friend in her head. Thank you, Nora. And Nora, we're not even done. I have so many plans for this studio. I was cleaning carpets. If you guys follow, I was cleaning carpets over the weekend. So I was in my bedroom studio most of the weekend. What's going on, everyone? Australia's in the house. I love it. I love how the internet connects all of us from around the world. As you know, we've been following this Erika Jayne story since the inception, it feels like, at this point. And of course, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season is on fire because of her. As you know, also on Friday, September 10th, they filmed the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion, and we're hearing more about that. But stay tuned for my video on that. I want to focus strictly on what you see the thumbnails about. Another ex-employee of Erika Jayne is speaking out, and Erika Jayne is shading Ronald Richards and Sutton Strack. I have more coming in regards to some other stuff in regards to Erika Jayne. But like I said, if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you never miss out. Someone said earlier that they, for some reason, Google, YouTube unsubscribe them from the channel. Make sure that you're still subscribed. Turn on that notification bell. If you didn't receive the notification, turn it off and turn it back on. Let's get into this story. Okay. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. Let's talk about this story. You know, I always prep for these things. So let me at least put up Erika Jayne. Erika. Also the name of the new episode of my podcast. Erika, everything's just coming up Erika right now. Hold on, y'all. Let me just make this a little smaller. There we go. That's how small she should be. That's how small she should be. But Erika is just on social media acting a fool. Let's first talk about her shading Sutton Strack. Okay, let's talk about that first. So social media, you know, and in this particular story, let me just preface this because it's just Erika Jayne and social media. As you know, on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, PK pointed out her social media behavior. We've been talking about her social media behavior. We've been talking about Jen Shah's social media behavior. Instead of just sort of laying low, no, she's digging in. She's digging in on Instagram. She's digging in on Twitter, all kinds of things. Instead of just laying low. No one's telling her not to, you know, be active. But no, she's trolling on Instagram. She's just saying weird things. Weird things. Okay. So on September 8th, Erika Jayne took to her social media and posted a meme, a Wizard of Oz meme. A Wizard of Oz meme. With Dorothy asking the Scarecrow, how many people without brains can function? Okay, let me show it to you first. Let me show it to you. Let me see if I can pull it up. There we go. Let me bring it so you guys can see it. I'm bringing it right in front of me. So as you can see, this was an Instagram story. I don't follow Erika Jayne. However, I do. I'm in the stories. I'm in the stories. So she posted this. How can you talk if you haven't got a brain? And then Scarecrow says, I don't know, but some people without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they? You may recall September 8th is when? Wednesday, the night of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Okay. Although Erika did not name any names in the post, we can all assume what she was referencing because her battle with Sutton Strack has been ongoing on the show. But she took straight aim at Ronald Richards. You know, our favorite lawyer troll that we love to talk about here on these YouTube streets. She took a jab at him. Another one. And another one. And another one. And another one. There's been a few jabs. Okay. How about to say I didn't bring any water? As I said before, this is my 4th live of the day and my 6th video. Oh my God. All right. It's been a busy day. Okay. So Erika, let me bring this here so you guys can see it. So Erika decided to repost attorney Ronald Richards on Instagram. Let me move it in so you guys can actually see what he said first before this. So as you can see, this was Lisa Rinna's story. You see the Cartier ring, the infamous Cartier ring. Okay, so Ronald Richards reposted it. Hashtag RHOBH one thing I have to give to Ronald Richards, he might be a lawyer troll. However, he tags people in it. So he tagged her and he says, a pretty mess. Nice Cartier ring. Hashtag insensitive. Hashtag tone deaf. So she reposted it and then is now claiming, remember the infamous Cartier ring? She's now claiming this ring isn't mine. I'm not the only one who has it. Stupid ass. Do better. Oh. So is she saying that this is not her in the photo? Or is she saying that the ring isn't hers? Logan says Ronald Richards said clarity. Oh, she really doesn't want to give up that ring. CF says RR is the best. Renna cannot afford a Cartier ring. You guys are funny. All right. But it didn't stop there. She posted something right after this Instagram story as well. Keep trying to F me over. It's not going to work. So this was the Instagram story right after the other story where she reposted attorney Ronald Richards' post about her being insensitive, tone deaf by posting a Cartier ring. Okay. Scarika is such a liar. Okay. All right. So that's part of the story that we're reporting on. The other part of the story that we're going to report on is more people are speaking out. Hold on, let me take this off, y'all. More people are speaking out. As you may recall, we did a story on Gary Balin, the former tour manager that wrote a blog about Erika Girardi. I posted a few links of our past Erika Girardi stories in the description of this video. TikTok, head on over to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel so you can get those links, or YouTube, or if you're watching us on Twitch and Twitter, it should be available in there as well. Let me take this up. All right. So there's more to the story. There's more going on. Another former coworker. Well, he was in charge of her image. He was more than just a makeup artist. Matter of fact, let me pull this picture up. His name is Troy Jensen. Okay. So if you guys are just joining us, we're talking about Erika Girardi again. So her former makeup artist who helped create her alter ego, Erika Jayne, is opening up about working with her and sharing what the dynamic was like between her and Tom Girardi. Okay. Troy Jensen, just a little history. And mind you, we talked about the legendary history of Jerry Heller, who helped consult and manage Erika's career at one point before he had a falling out with Tom. Okay. So Troy Jensen, he's worked with people like Kim Kardashian, Mariah Carey, and a few other celebrities. Okay. He began working with Erika Jayne though 10 years ago after he was brought in by Mikey. Okay. Erika says she had not joined the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills at that point. So Mikey brought this guy on. Okay. This is what he said. And this is from shout out to Heather McDonald, not the Heather McDonald that usually in our chat, but the comedian and podcast host of Juicy Scoop. He did an interview with her and he said this: I wasn't just her makeup artist. I oversaw pretty much everything creative. Let me just hold on, y'all, so y'all can see me again. So he says he wasn't just her makeup artist. He was sort of her creative director. Hey, Keely. If you know, you know. Okay. He says, I did her photography. I was overseeing the development of her website, her merch, even the logo that she still uses today. So he pretty much created Erika Jayne. Okay. That was what I was brought in to do. Her image. So according to Troy, he was paid exceptionally well. Wonder how he was paid? Well, according to Troy, he was paid like many other people have been reporting, part of her makeup team, Gary Balin, based on the records that Ronald Richard has shared through Tom Girardi's law firm, Girardi Keys, allegedly. I'll just add that. Okay. He says, okay, so in regards to that, he said Troy said that Tom was always the one to pay him. And while he was used to waiting 30 to 60 days for other clients, Tom, if he did work on a Monday, if he submitted his invoice on a Monday, he would get his pay that Wednesday. I mean, at least he paid his bill with other people's money. According to Troy, he was never paid by EJ Global, LLC. Okay. Let's get into more of the things that he said. More about their relationship. So Troy, and this is the thing, y'all better treat y'all makeup artists and your stylists well, because they always have the tea. Because no one really pays attention to the makeup artists and the stylists while they're doing their work, but they overhear things, they see things. Trust me, I know. I saw people tell me things. But I also saw things, especially when you're waiting around to do an interview with like an artist or a celebrity. Sometimes they're just unaware, especially if you're just there for a moment, just unaware. Okay, so here are more. If you just joined us, we're talking about Troy Jensen, a former image creative director for Erika Jayne Girardi. He did an interview with Heather McDonald from Juicy Scoop with Heather McDonald, as you guys may know. So in regards to Erika and Tom's relationship, this is the part that I was like, oh, we're getting a little bit more clarity on the reality of Erika's relationship. As you know, on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Erika made it seem like their relationship really was of husband and wife. They're very much in love. I think even Garcelle at one point asked her how the sex was. Am I making that up? But that sounds like a Garcelle question. She asked what we want to know. I don't know if I really want to know that, but anyways, I'm digressing. So in regards to the relationship, Troy is saying it didn't seem like a romantic one. He said it seemed like an arrangement. An arrangement. He also says that the relationship seemed like it was competitive. And this is the example that he gave. So he said while he was there working, allegedly, he says, I remember one time when they were together and we were maybe getting ready for a show that she probably wasn't paid for. We talked about that already. Or whatever. He came in and was like, hey, how's it going? And she would say, how was your day, dear? How was your day, dear? And he goes, oh, I made $3 billion today. How about you? And she said, oh, I sang in front of 3 billion queens today. Okay. He said it felt like a very competitive relationship. But you also know the rumor on the street is that Erika Jayne had a boyfriend. But that is the one question he wouldn't answer. He said he pleads the fifth on that. Isn't that sort of like an answer, though? Isn't that sort of like an answer? It feels like an answer to me. If you're pleading the fifth on that, is it because you don't want to tell us who it was? Okay. So according to Troy, he's saying that her career ultimately was the real love of her life. She probably, this is something that Erika Jayne already has always wanted. She wanted to be a successful pop star. She wanted to be Britney Spears. And almost in her own world, she did become that. People knew her as this artist. But when you look at the charts and you look at the hits and you hear the songs and you hear the voice, it was all a fantasy. It was all a fantasy. So in regards to, this is something else that Troy added. He said, I worked with her very closely, so I got to know her very well. And I got to know her and her dynamic. And this Erika Jayne project was probably the most important thing to her, more than anything, more than probably her marriage, more than anything that she was doing. This was something I think she always wanted to do. And I think for whatever reason, Tom gave her this opportunity with sparing no expense. Of course, Tom. He's like, yes, another way to wash the money, allegedly. Okay. But why did they stop working together? After working together for such a long time, why did they stop working together? So this is what he's saying. Troy was seemingly fired after he, Erika, and Mikey came to blows. The gays are fighting. So according to Troy, he felt disrespected after Mikey disapproved of a look he styled for Erika Jayne, causing him to lash out at Erika. He says, and this was his confession, I said some really terrible things. I said, you're a wannabe pop star, and you buy your way to the top. Well, to the middle. I don't know about the top. I don't know about the top. But see, that's the thing. That is the thing. People think that they can buy their way into whatever career, buy their way into YouTube, buy their way into music, buy their way into celebrity. But there's always someone that's going to tell you about yourself at some point because the truth is going to come out. They're going to be like, you're not even that good. You bought your way here. According to Troy, at one point, because he was getting paid so well from Tom to work with Erika Jayne, he pretty much alienated his other celebrity clients. He stopped working with other people. We've heard that before too, from other people that have worked with Erika Jayne. They were getting paid so well, they gave up everyone else, including Mikey did the same thing, allegedly. I don't know how alleged that is. It pretty much can be tracked. According to Gary Bailey, Mikey has made millions from Erika Jayne. No, we can't go after Mikey's millions because it was for a service. I just don't know how I would feel that the money that I was given from this woman may have been stolen. Maybe, no conscience, don't care. All right. Maybe. If you guys are just joining us, we're talking about Troy Jensen. He did a recent interview with Juicy Scoop with Heather McDonald, where he talked about his relationship with Erika Jayne. He says that he pretty much is the one who came up with her persona. He was in charge of everything, including her merch and the logo that she's currently using. And the reason why he's no longer working with her was because he had a big blow up with Mikey and Erika, but probably just Mikey. Because Mikey felt like he was the one in charge when it comes to Team Erika Jayne. We've seen it. We never heard of Troy Jensen, right? But you guys know I'm fair. Could Troy just be someone? He sees that everyone's talking about Erika Jayne. All the past people that have worked with Erika Jayne are coming out, doing exclusives. People are interviewing them. And I know a lot of you are like, oh, Kempire, you should interview this person. You should have this person on. I'm very selective on who I want to speak with. And that's not because, oh, I think no. I've interviewed hundreds of people. I know y'all think I'm new to this. Every once in a while, I got to remind you. I'm not new to this. I've done the, emails to everybody named mama, working with publicists and teams and doing all of that just to get an interview. But one of the greatest things, and shout out to Wendy Williams. Shout out to Wendy Williams, because I know Wendy Williams is not doing very well right now, according to her team. And I saw some recent pictures of her. One of the things that she told Charlemagne is that a lot of these, radio personalities, these people that are, trying to host these entertainment shows, they rely on interviews to make their show. Interviews are great. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with interviews. But if you don't have anything besides interviews for why people watch you, you're not going to last. You're not going to last. Just saying. So it was always important to me when coming back to doing this and talking about celebrity stuff like Erika Jayne, is that you guys get to know me and what I do. I actually saw someone earlier when I came in here says, Kempire, it feels as if you just repeat what everyone else has said. Do you say that about Page 6 and TMZ and these other people that are reiterating a story? No, you come here to hear the Kempire's perspective on that story. That's why we have 500 people in the room. Because every once in a while, I'll let you guys know, let me just drop a little something. You want to hear my perspective. And that's why I always remind other creators, no matter if it's on TikTok, if it's on YouTube, whatever it may be, there's room for every single person because everyone has a different perspective. Everyone has a different audience. Get out your feelings. Erika Jayne. Let me bring it back. Let me bring it back. If you guys are just joining us, we're talking about Erika Jayne Girardi. And this brings back to what I was saying in regards to everyone's like, oh, you should interview this one. You should interview. Because I want to be fair to Erika in this regard. Of course, you're going to see more and more people that have worked with her come out with stories. Do I think that maybe Troy wants some attention? Very possible. Very possible. But one of the consistent things that we're hearing is how these makeup artists and these creative directors and these people that have worked with her, how they were paid. They were paid through the law firm instead of her LLC, allegedly. Because he didn't post any bank receipts on how he was paid. I'm sure he has them if he really wanted to share them. And I thought it was worth talking about because we're seeing a consistent pattern with what was going on. And Erika Jayne denying knowing anything, it's becoming clearer and clearer that I don't know how possible that is. I don't know how possible that is. Guys, that's it. I'm not taking any callers. I decided I wanted to just come live and do this story for you and drop a little something just because you never know where the conversation is going to go. But let me see what you guys are saying in the chat before I go. Let me see. Hold on. And Montana, who hit the dislike? Eric and Tom's nurse? I can't. Oh, my goodness. I can't. Sedona says, love the feels that are right here on the Kempire. Thank you so much, Sedona. Let me just go through the comments, y'all, before I go. Thank you, Kellyanne. And when I say this stuff, it's not for me for you guys to shower me with compliments. I appreciate them. It's not for that. It's just every once in a while you got to remind folks. Thank you, K11. Guys, we have over 400 something people watching. Be sure to like the video if you haven't liked it already. Also, if you missed out on any of the other Erika Jayne stories that we reported on, I posted links in the description of this video. Don't forget, tomorrow I have an exclusive that I will be posting, Erika Jayne related. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, Peyton. But Hawaii says, I watched the show. He said that he hasn't spoken to her in 10 years. Frenchie says, why come here not to hear your perspective? Look, people want to say what they want to say, but every once in a while, Kempire might have some time and I might respond. And I might respond. All right. Let me see. Logan says, it's clear that Erika's career was used to clean money because there's no accolades. Well, according to her, she has what, top 10? She has like 10 top dances. I don't know. Thank you, guys. So that's it. If you haven't liked the video already, be sure to like the video. Again, if you missed out on any of the other Erika Jayne stories that we reported on just this week alone, be sure to check out the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. I've also posted links in the description of this video. Shout out to my mods. Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to TheKempire.com. And don't forget to join our texting community. The texting community is lit. Texting community, sometimes I can't even keep up with the back and forth text messaging, but shout out to you guys. Appreciate you all for being here. Nora, when you recap 90 the other way, and PS, we love you, Kemper. Thank you so much, Nora. I am going to do a recap more than likely for 90 Day the Other Way. I just watched it today. And it was good. That 90 Day Fiance recap was good. I mean, the episode. Thank you, Peyton. Thank you. Oh, Common said I didn't get a notification. Check your notifications, guys. I don't know. Sometimes YouTube. All right. Jesus, thank you. Have a good night. Everyone drop your elephants in the chat. I appreciate you all being here. The text number is scrolling right below your screen, or head on over to TextKempire.com for more details. Join our texting community. I can't imagine if we get all 37,000 subscribers joining the text community. International rates will apply, though. If you're international, we do have a large international following. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic evening. I will see you guys tomorrow. Stay tuned. More information will be coming out in other areas of pop culture news. Don't forget, you get daily and consistent hot topics here on the channel. Have a fantastic evening. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Let's get out of here.